What's up, guys? Long time no see. It's time to take a look at the books coming out this week so I can tell you what I'm getting. What's up, guys? BJ Kicks here. I buy comics, I read them, and I review them, all for your viewing pleasure. If you're new here, welcome. If not, welcome back. Man, I haven't said that in such a long time. On this channel, I talk about comics. If you're interested in comics, consider subscribing. And man, the month of July has it's been a month. My AC went out. We had other stuff going on. It's been a crazy month. I'm so glad to be back in front of this camera talking to you. Now, in this video, of course, this is the latest in the series I like to call What I'm Getting, where I go over the books coming out on this upcoming new comic book day. I tell you what's on the pull list, what's on the chopping block, and what's on the maybe list that I'll be making a game day decision on. This week, it's a lighter week for me, which is good. I always need lighter weeks, especially if there's a month where I haven't read a single comic book. And yes, the month of July is one of those months. So we're going to ease back into it slowly. But let's go ahead and talk about the book that I am most excited for this week, which is Detective Comics issue 1062. This one is a brand new start for Detective Comics, a new run starting. Ram V is writing and Rafael Albuquerque is on the art. Now look, this one looks like it's going to have a much darker vibe. The storyline has like literal demons in Gotham that Batman's got to like take out and, you know, decipher who's who. So definitely darker than I normally like to go in my comics. I'm kind of tired of the dark trend in comics, although this is a Batman book. So like, what would I expect? I've never read any Ram V work. I know he's got a run on Swamp Thing that people love. People have also loved his Catwoman run that recently wrapped up. The Many Deaths of Layla Starr. He's got a lot of really fan favorite work right now, but this will be my first time experiencing anything written by him. We'll see how well he's able to keep me. Lucky for him, I'm never dropping Detective Comics. My run starts at 1,000 and I just feel like I never want to drop it. So there we go. But beyond the new start for Ram V and Rafael Albuquerque, looks like there's going to be a backup story in here by Cy Spurrier, with art by Danny, who Danny just did the Arkham City, I believe. Is it Arkham City? I don't know. It was a mini series, a Black Label series, and people were really excited about her work on that. So I'm excited to see what her art looks like in this backup story since I've never seen her art before. But Detective Comics 1062 has a cover price of $4.99, and I'm just getting the cover A. And since we're talking about DC Comics, let's go ahead with the rest of the pull list, starting with Action Comics issue 1045. You know, once upon a time, Detective Comics and Action Comics had matching numbers, but then Detective decided to go weekly for a little while, and now we are 18 issues ahead. That's crazy. But anyway, Action Comics 1045. We're still dealing with Clark on War World, and honestly, it's this story I feel is overstaying its welcome. I feel like they just, I've got event fatigue. And instead of just wrapping up this story in like a natural way, they decided to throw a whole like Return of Clark Kent special. And I believe that happens in September. So we only got like 2 to 3 more issues left to deal with this storyline. And then we're going to get regular old Clark Kent issues coming back. Even though he never left because he was on War. I guess he's coming back to America, coming back to Earth. Maybe that's the thing. Whatever. Action Comics 1045. It's been good. I won't lie and say it's not good. It's just the story's longer than it needs to be. Cover price is $4.99 and I'm just getting cover A. And the last book on my DC Comics pull list is Robin, issue 16. Now, I was following Robin really well up until the Shadow War. I still haven't read the Shadow War, and now we are 2 issues removed from it. Apparently on this one, Damian and Connor Hawk are going on a road trip. So it should be interesting. I don't really pay too much attention to solicits because I feel like Joshua Williamson likes to throw things off from the solicits. So we'll see what happens when we open up the book, shall we? So Robin number 16's got a cover price of $3.99, and I'm just getting cover A. So that's it for my DC Comics pull list. If I just stick to the list and don't buy any extras, my DC total is going to be $14 this week. Not bad. Not bad at all. Let's move on to the Marvel Comics on my list. And the only book on my Marvel Comics pull list this week is The Amazing Spider-Man issue number 6. Now, issue 6 of this brand new run featuring Zeb Wells and John Romita Jr. Issue 6 is actually issue 900 in legacy numbering. So it's a big, oversized, double-sized, 80-page spectacular. I don't know how many pages it is, actually. I should look that up. I stand corrected. It's 92 pages. So this one is a oversized issue, and you probably guessed it's going to cost a lot more than your normal $3.99. Now, I'm excited about this one. This is going to sound bad, but I'm excited about this one because while it is still written by Zeb Wells, this one's got art by Ed McGuinness, who you may know from like Batman Superman fame, or the Jeff Loeb Hulk run had art by Ed McGuinness. So that's exciting. I like big cartoony action, and I've seen some of Ed McGuinness's work, and I'm excited about it. So it's got a story featuring like the Sinister Six being captured and used to make some kind of robot. I don't know. We'll see how the whole thing goes. I'm wondering how well it's going to tie in with the rest of Zeb Wells' run. Is it truly a one-shot that you could just pick up right now? Or are we finally going to get like a reveal of what in the world Peter Parker did 6 months ago? It's got everybody upset. I don't know. Seems like all roads have been leading here though. So issue 900 has a cover price of $9.99. And there are a lot of covers on this book. So the covers that I like the most, none of them are the A cover. So sorry, John Romita Jr. But I like the Ed McGuinness variant. I like the Torrin Clark variant, and I like the Humberto Ramos variant. So if any of those three are available at my shop, I'm going to have to pick between them. I'm leaning toward the McGuinness variant, and then the Ramos, and then the Clark variant, I think. I don't know. Torrin Clark usually does Miles Morales. I really love how bright his Peter Parker is on this variant. So I don't know, man. It's a toss-up. We'll see how they look in person. But cover price is going to be $9.99, and that's the only book on my Marvel pull list. So my Marvel comics are going to cost me $10 this week. Go figure. Now, we've talked about DC. We've talked about Marvel. Let's talk about the two indie books on my list, starting with Radiant Black, issue number 16. Now, I'm way behind on Radiant Black. I think the last issue I read was issue 11 or 12. There was a Blacklight issue, and I read that one and one after. I don't remember which issue was which. So needless to say, I probably should go ahead and drop this book. I just haven't had as much time to read comics lately. Got a 1-year-old walking around the house. She's freaking walking. That's crazy. And it's just harder and harder to sit at my desk and read a stack of comics every week. So I either need to go digital or stop buying so many books. One of the two. But Radiant Black number 16 is on the pull list for this week. It's got a cover price of $3.99, and I'm getting cover A. And the last book on my pull list is the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, issue 131. Now, either last week or the week before, we had the Armageddon game opening moves. This Ninja Turtles issue 131 does kind of tie into that. So we're going to have an Armageddon game book, and it's going to go back and forth between the actual TMNT title. But my understanding is there's also a separate storyline going on. I don't know. I need to read the Armageddon game opening moves first. But the reason I'm really buying this is because I'm signed up for the Kevin Eastman cover B's. And just, where is it? Over here? Over here? I don't remember which side I put the thing on. But if you look at the cover B by Kevin Eastman, it's really, really good. Like, it's really good. It's what is the girl's name? Venus. You got Venus, and you got the Shredder's little outline over her head. Hey, it looks cool to me. But anyway, TMNT issue 131, Kevin Eastman cover B is the one I'm grabbing. It's got a cover price of $3.99. And that was the last book on my pull list. So if I just stick to the list, my indies are going to cost me $8. And my grand total It's a lot less than the budget, which is $50. My budget is $50 every week, but my grand total this week is just $32. And I plan to keep it that way. There is one book on the maybe list, and that is Gambit, #1. Gambit, written by Chris Claremont. The artist on this one is a relatively unknown artist who's just kind of getting their start. Hotshot artist, as they would call it. And I don't remember their name. I'm trying to see if I can pull it up real quick. All right. The artist on this, his name is Sid Kotian. Now, the reason this is on the maybe list and it's not like a definite buy is because I am just in volume 2 of Chris Claremont's epic X-Men run. And Gambit doesn't make an appearance until, I want to say he doesn't show up until Chris Claremont and Jim Lee volume 2. Which actually he might show up in volume 1 of the Chris Claremont Jim Lee run. He's in issue 266, but that's like a full 5 omnis from now. So I don't know if I would appreciate a retread of Gambit's early tales without reading Gambit's early tales. So that one's probably just going to sit in the store and I'll read it digitally or get the trade when the trade comes out. Because, yeah. But anyway, the Gambit #1 is on the maybe list. And there is one book that I had to drop entirely. So the one book that hit the chopping block this week was Venom. Venom has been written by Ram V and also by Al Ewing. And the back and forth, the cosmic stuff going on with Eddie Brock hadn't been interesting to me. I did love the Dylan Brock stuff. But I mean, the combination of like the up and down nature of the storytelling plus my crazy backlog of unread books. It's like, you know what? Let's just wait the 3 months for this to hit Marvel Unlimited. I'm probably 3 months behind anyway. So I decided to drop Venom and save another $4 from the pull list. And so, yeah, that's how I stuck to a measly $32 this week on my pull list. I'm excited. What are you grabbing this week? I'm assuming you're grabbing more than me, or maybe you're like me and you're making some cuts too. Let me know what cuts you made in the comments down below. If you want to talk comics with me all the time, then join the K Squad on Facebook and or Discord. I try to update the groups more often. In Discord, I'm a little bit more active just because of the kind of linear nature of the posts. So it's pretty easy to stay active. But anyway, join us. There's giveaway prizes. There's all sorts of reasons to join those communities. So links are in the description below. And I'll see you in another video very soon. Until then, hope you saw something you liked on this week's pull list. If not, hey, that's cool. So you can always buy what you like. Just make sure you read what you buy. And be nice to others, because kindness makes the world go round. Peace.